Good morning and welcome to Coffee Talk. It's Friday. You get a weekend and you get a weekend. You get a weekend. So my girlfriend and I yesterday were talking about Lent. For those of you who may not know about the season of Lent, it basically is from Ash Wednesday to Easter. We give up something or things as a sacrifice. And I was like, I fail all the time with Lent. I give up like cursing every year because I don't want to curse. And it is the hardest thing for me. And yeah, I can give up things like sugar because I'm a sugar addict, but it's more self-serving. I feel like the reason I stick to giving up sugar is because I know it helps me lose 2 pounds. Like, it's not genuine. And she and I were talking and she was like, why don't you give up something that's better for your soul? Like cursing, yeah, you shouldn't curse because you're a lady. And I was like, okay, we can agree to disagree on that. But she was like, why don't you give up something good for your soul? Like, that would be good for your soul. So I'm like, well, what do you mean? She was like, well, I noticed, Jaime, that you are a grudge holder. Moi? Okay, I come from the woman who like literally teaches classes on how to hold a grudge, okay? My mother's like the grudge queen. So she was explaining to me, she's like, from the outside, you're doing all this work on yourself. And I know the woman you want to be. I know when you look down at yourself, big picture, you see who you want to be. Holding grudges is not part of that woman. Holding grudges is a defense mechanism. So we had this brief conversation and I thought about it. And last night I came home from dinner, missing my husband terribly, laying in bed, couldn't sleep. And I started to think about holding grudges. Okay, so my name is Jaime and I hold grudges for a long time. But I also, within that, forgive. I also heal. I also help others forgive. I also get over grudges. But yes, I do hold grudges. So in thinking about Lent, she was like, you should consider giving up holding grudges. And I thought, could I do that? Could I really do that? What is it about holding a grudge that I need? Because I do it. I do it and I own it. Like, I'm like, I don't like you, and like, I'm mad at you, and I'm gonna hold on to this grudge for a very long time. I don't let it eat at me. I'm not saying it affects me day to day, but like, I can hold a grudge for a very long time. Like, long. Like, my childhood best friend used to be like, I've never met anyone like you. You can cut someone off like they're dead to you in 2 seconds and hold a grudge for a lifetime. And I was like, can everybody? It became such a defense for myself. Like, oh, you hurt me, I will now and build a wall with a grudge so high that you can't get over it or under it or around it. And I realized the truth is that holding a grudge for me became the energy in which I then fed whatever emotion I was having. So if I missed you, I channeled that missing into a grudge. If I was angry, I put it into the grudge. If whatever it was, I put it into the grudge and I held it there and I cemented it there. And the truth is, I really don't want to be the person that holds grudges forever. I really don't. Like my grandmother did. And she used to joke that it was like an Italian thing and kind of excused it that way. And then my mom did, just because every woman before me did it doesn't mean I have to do it. I can break the cycle. Any cycle can be broken. So I thought about it. And I am going to give up holding grudges for Lent. I am. I am going to try a different way of healing. without feeling like I need to protect myself with such a thick barrier. Now, what does that mean for the grudges I'm currently holding? This is a conversation I was having with myself. What about the ones that are currently in place? Do I have to release them? Or is it I just won't form any new grudges? And I thought if I'm really going to do it right, I should try to release the grudges I am currently holding, which is scary because it almost feels like you are accepting of what hurt you or forgiving of what hurt you. Now, I'm not ready to forgive everything from everybody today. It's Friday. Forgiveness Friday though. No, not ready. So I'm going to work on it. I'm going to try one by one to pull back on the grudges. I hold on to the grudges so hard because somehow it makes me feel like I was right in the situation. And in a lot of them, I was. But what is holding this grudge really doing for me or for you or for anybody? But it is that fear that if we let the grudge go, that somehow that tells the world we are okay with what happened. And I am not okay with a lot of what happened. But holding a grudge does nothing for me. I've made my peace. I've said my part. I've acknowledged where I felt like I was wronged. If that isn't enough, then it probably will never be enough for some people. Holding a grudge against them only hurts me. They say, holding on to grudges or anger is like drinking poison every day, expecting the other person to die. Sort of like that, except not as dramatic, right? Anyway, it's a thought because I know now that holding grudges is the way I defend myself. It's a new, it's like evolution of a mean girl. You work on getting better, you let go of some things, but you evolve into others. So maybe I don't lash out at people anymore, but I build walls or I break down some walls and then I hold grudges. So now I'm, self-improvement stuff is I almost said a bitch, but I'm trying to work on my cursing. Ay. Okay, I love you today. Yeah, you who wrote me that message and left me that comment and liked and shared and laughed at my funny post yesterday and watched my video from the Country Music Awards and is just here for the first time maybe. I love you today. Have a great day.